Hello and welcome to All the Way Down, a YouTube channel all about the Scottish rock band Biffy. So recently the band announced the UK arena tour in November 2022. The first arena tour for a few years. Of course, COVID got in the way of the Celebration of Endings arena tour that was cancelled. I've got a ticket for the Leeds date. They haven't put a Manchester date in again. I'm not sure why, but I'm gladly going to go over to Leeds and see the boys for the first time since the Fingers Crossed tour. So I'm really excited about it. I want to do a couple of predictions. I'm filming this in late August, and I want to get this out of the way because I don't want anything happening in the next couple of months to suggest that something's going to happen in this arena tour that I've already predicted. So I just want to get these three out now and say this is what I think and this is what I maybe want from this UK arena tour. So here are my three predictions for the upcoming arena tour in 2022. Now my first prediction, I don't think this has ever happened with Biffy before and touring and playing live. But it seemed to me that the announcement for the support act, which is the British band Architects, they seem to be very, very excited about that, and I'm sure they are big fans. But support acts in the past, there's always been a separation. And I've been to see bands and artists a lot of times in my adult life and in teenage life, and particularly with quite underground rock bands and even the bigger ones. There is some collaboration on the night, whether it's a song that they have created together and they perform live, or the support act joins them, the headline act, to do a song, or the other way around sometimes, which creates lots of excitement. But I'm not sure it's happened with Biffy before. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has the support act for Biffy Clyro ever been a part of the main show, or has Simon ever come out and done a song with the support act? I'm not sure it's been done before. Si has featured on songs recently with Goldfinger. I know he sang with, I can't remember his name, the Rattlesnakes guy. He was in quite a big British band a couple of years ago. He definitely featured on a song of his. But that's the first thing I'm going to predict for this UK arena tour. Definitely some kind of collaboration with the Architects, either a single just before or after the tour, or the Architects, someone from the Architects coming on to do a song with them, or the other way around. So that's my first prediction. An Architects collaboration. So my second prediction is something possibly I want to happen the most out of these three that I've chosen, and that's elaborate staging. Now, if we're going to go back in the history of Biffy's tours and their staging, in terms of arena, big rooms, if we start with opposites, it was the ramps and the sort of the tree branches that look quite visually stunning. But the ramps is all they had really to work with. Then we moved to ellipsis, where it was the squares, the big square and the small squares, and they would flash at different times. I wasn't such a big fan of that staging, but I think seeing them in around 2010 with the Only Revolutions tour, and that was the Wembley show that was released as a CD, DVD, that was absolutely spectacular. They were playing big rooms then, similar size rooms to what they're doing at the end of the month. So they had the ramp, they had the circle of light bulbs coming down to circle Simon as he played machines. You had the projection of the three faces and the smaller kind of setup to perform a couple of songs. I think it was Folding Stars and Diary of Always. Absolutely brilliant. So that was a band at the time really making great use of the room, and that's something I definitely want to see in this arena. When this in this arena tour, should I say, when this tour was announced, the final line of the announcement was, "You will not want to miss it," and that made me think: are they brewing something quite special here? They've not done a big arena tour for a while. The Fingers Crossed tour was quite minimal. Obviously, they were plugging Myth of the Happily Ever After then, and it was kind of the red paint slash behind them and on the ramps, and that was it. Obviously, they were playing smaller rooms, but we're in bigger rooms now. Audiences are paying a bit more. I really want to see, and I really hope I see, a bit more creativity and a bit more movement with the staging. This may have come at the right time, because a couple of days ago I went with my wife to Glasgow to watch Coldplay at Hampden Park, and they had quite a spectacular live show. I'm not such a big fan of that band, but I really respected what they put on for the crowd. We had wristbands which lit up at different times, creating patterns around the stadium. There was a massive ramp, and on the end of it had their own kind of little stage setup that had its own LED monitors underneath. They had a separate stage at the side. We played a couple of songs there. Load of fireworks, load of glitter, load of colour. And, you know, let's face it, you're playing an arena, you're playing a stadium, that's the kind of show you need to be putting on. And they can do it. We've seen them do it in the Only Revolutions tour. They can do a big, spectacular show, and I really want to see a bit more elaborate staging for this tour in 2022. Of course, let's not forget the Barrowlands live stream that they did from the Barrowlands Ballroom. We know, if you've seen that, the staging that they can move around. They went into the auditorium and performed in the box, on the floor, on the stage, even outside, even in the dressing rooms, which we'll get to in a sec. We have seen evidence of the band really pushing and really have been a bit more ambitious with what they can do with a live show. And this only shows to me that they are quite definitely going to do something that will blow everyone away for this arena tour. I touched on it just then, but my third prediction for this UK arena tour in November is some kind of immersive experience. Going back to the Barrowlands Ballroom live stream, there was a couple of elements in that which were very, very impressive. Of course, they had no audience, so they had to come up with other ways to, you know, draw people in and make a show, and they really did that. There was the 360 camera, the backstage performance where they played a couple of older songs, acoustic style. They were moving around the room. And of course, it was slightly immersive in that they had the mannequin where Sai, after a couple of songs, spoke on either side of the mannequin. And if you were in headphones, you could hear him moving around. That really plants the seed, really, of what I want from a live show. In terms of, they've actually done a live show, fully live, with no audience, and this is what we can do. What about if we put in thousands of fans in there? What can you do that's special? And I just want to quote you something from an article, and I think I've mentioned it before when covering the live stream in another video, but it's from TPI magazine, and I'll read you the quote now. So this is kind of a technical article all about the Barrowlands live stream, and if you've not read it or not seen it before, then I'll put the link in the description. It's a massive rundown of the planning and preparation for the live stream that they did, and everything technical that went into it, and it's quite a fascinating read if you're a bit of a geek. But this really stood out to me. The live stream was split into sections. The first was a brief soundcheck performance of a handful of band's older songs. The second was a series of acoustic tracks in the backstage dressing room, utilising, and I can't pronounce that, different kind of microphones, to generate an immersive audio experience for viewers with headphones. The third, the main section, was the band's performance of their new album, Celebration of Endings, which was the headline concept of the live stream. Now, what's to stop you being handed a set of headphones when you arrive into the arena in November? When I went to watch Coldplay, you were given a wristband that was completely free, biodegradable apparently, and you chucked it back into the box when you left. How about we do something like that? How about the band, this is just an idea, and I'm pretty sure something like this will happen, where you are given something that is makes the show a bit more immersive and a bit more interactive. I'm a huge fan of that in art, and I really want that to happen in this tour. So there are my 3 predictions for the November UK headline arena tour of Biffy Clyro. Let's have some collaboration with the support act. Let's have some kind of immersive experience for the audience, and let the staging be a bit more elaborate than what we've seen in the last few years. That's my predictions. What are yours? Do tell me in the comments.